All right, intro video for a 57-acre property in Howell County, Missouri. We generally try to keep these intros super short. In the case of this property, there is so much to see that this might be a little longer than average. So stick with us if you're interested in the property, and I will tell you everything that we know about it. It's outlined in red here. We're in Howell County, Missouri. Beautiful area. This is basically between three nice towns in the Ozarks. To the northwest, you've got Willow Springs. I'm going to zoom out here, and then we'll go in from there. Okay, so to the, whoops, I wanted the street map, actually. There we go. I think I went too far. I went way too far. But here's the property in the middle. Northwest, Willow Springs. Northeast, Mountain View, Missouri. And to the south is West Plains, Missouri. So West Plains is kind of the regional town. It's the largest town in this area for sure, but also Mountain View and Willow Springs are both usable. Mountain View has a Walmart, West Plains has a Walmart and all that good stuff. Willow Springs has quite a few different stores and restaurants and whatnot. So nice location. It's probably the closest to Mountain View. So to get there from Mountain View, you would just go south on Highway 17 and then go west on, I believe it's 2660. Go west on County Road 2660, excuse me. And then you'll actually go north on the easement road that'll take you right to the property. So, okay, as we look here, we've got Highway 17 over here on the right side. Go west onto 2660. Follow that, I believe, about 2 miles. And then when 2660 cuts to the south, you'll go north onto the gravel easement road. And from there, you just go not even a quarter mile, and you've got the property on the right side. So, I mean, it's a really interesting property. It's got the entire west side borders this gravel road, private road, and basically the entire north side borders a gravel creek bed. It's shown on this map as the 11-Point River. I've seen that on a few maps. So I guess it would be the very, very start of the 11-Point River because it is a wet weather creek bed. 99% of the time it's dry. It might have some pockets of water in it actually, but it won't have any fish in it. And then after a huge, huge rainstorm, there'll be a pretty good amount of water flowing through there. But really quickly, just because most properties adjacent to a major riverbed have a ton of floodland, let's pull the flood map on this, and there you go. So the vast majority of the property is high and dry, even being on that the bed of a major river, the 11-Point River. Okay, so let's get rid of that flood map, and we'll take a look at the topo map. So the property is probably the highest here on the southwest side. It's basically flat. This whole large southwest area basically flat. That's where you'll find the old buildings and church camp and whatnot. We'll get into that in a second. And there's actually a beautiful ridge which runs easterly throughout the entire property and then gently slopes down to the riverbed on the east side. There's a pretty good existing trail going through that, going across that ridge. You've got some beautiful pine trees, some gorgeous timber on this property. As you go north from the building site, you're sloping down to the creek bed, and there are some spots on this property that would be considered quite steep. So that the north part of the middle part here is basically a rock bluff overlooking the creek bed, and it's really cool. It's got some little caves. We have not fully explored it. We've only walked a little bit of it, but we found some actual kind of small caves where you could actually climb into that rock cliff. So pretty unique, pretty interesting property. Phenomenal area for hunting, for deer and turkey. I mean, this is well known for white-tailed deer hunting, and turkey as well. But that gets overshadowed by the deer hunting kind of in this area. As we look at the property, let's do the satellite map. I think it shows it pretty well. So, whoops. I'm going to zoom in, and we'll see if the map gets a little more clear. It does. So it's giving us a wintertime photo, but that's okay. We can use that. So here's the, whoops. Here's the county road here. Go north onto the private gravel road, and then you'll come to the driveway. There might be a little cable up on this private driveway because it is private, not an easement for anybody else. It goes right onto the property. You'll go in a few hundred feet, and you're at the building site for the old church camp. You'll probably see some of the buildings and whatnot. It was 10 or 15 years ago when they had that little church camp there. I don't know how far power is from this property. It's not on the property. I doubt it's too far, but it's not on site. The church camp was off-grid. They used wind and solar for their power, and actually that worked out really well for them. Trying to zoom in a little. There we go. You've got basically a big open area here, trails throughout. Since this is a wintertime photo, it's useful because you can tell the hardwood from the pine trees. So here you can see basically running with that trail, you have hundreds of pine trees, some of them very, very good sized on this property, which is pretty interesting. Hardwood trees as well, but the pine trees are really popping out in this wintertime photo. Here you can see some massive hardwoods by the creek bed there. But I mean, you'll find different trails, you'll find all kinds of interesting stuff on this property. The land just lays super nicely. As soon as you pull into the driveway, I mean, once you get in, say to this point, like 100 feet in, it is an immense feeling of privacy, and it only gets more and more private as you get there. I mean, once you get to the buildings at the church camp, you're completely out of sight of any of the easement roads or county roads or whatever, even in the wintertime when the leaves are off the trees. Just the feeling of seclusion out there is phenomenal. We had actually looked at breaking this into several pieces, because it is such a nice large tract, but we decided to go ahead first and give someone a chance to just pick up the whole works, the whole 57 acres, the whole camp, all that stuff. You get this long private trail that goes back to what would be one of the best building sites that I've ever seen. Back here at the end, you go through the monster pine trees and then it opens up into a clearing. I mean, when you look at the topo map, it's just so cool. It's such a pretty ridge. Just level on this ridge top all the way here to the site. And actually on one of the drone videos that we took, it looked to me like there was another clearing further down. We really didn't explore that too much. But definitely feel free to come out and check it all over. If you let us know that you're coming, we can give you the code in case there may be a lock on the cable here at the start of the property. We'd be happy to give you the code for that so you can get in and check it out. Bring your four-wheeler, bring your side-by-side. I mean, the area is super private. It's gorgeous out here. Like I said, the deer and turkey, phenomenal. It's very, very rare that we have a piece of this size, especially in this area. This is a really popular area of the Ozarks. You're close to national forest. You're close to a lot of different rivers and creeks. The 11 point. I mean, once you get just a couple miles south, it turns into a fishable river. Here, you know, obviously it wouldn't be, since it is dry much of the year, but the 11 point turns into a major river not too far south of here. But yeah, with the cities and towns and all that good stuff going on, super nice property in a great area. So we're so excited to get this. If you have any questions, let us know. It's InstantAcres.com, and we would love to speak with you.